You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And the moment you remember your own energy, the universe adjusts itself to match it. People today talk about manifestation as if it were a game, a trick of the mind, a shiny shortcut to everything they desire. But manifestation isn't a game. It isn't a miracle that falls from the sky, or a secret only a few are meant to know. It's a discipline, a quiet, sacred training of the soul. Most people read a book about the power of thought, and for a while they're filled with excitement. They love the idea that thoughts create reality. Feels like discovering the code of the universe. And for a brief moment it even works, because new awareness always brings a spark of energy, like fresh air flowing into an old house. But soon silence returns, and that old house is still standing on the same foundations. Then comes the doubt. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I didn't meditate enough. Maybe I didn't visualize clearly. But the truth is simpler. The methods didn't fail, the discipline did. Because true manifestation has nothing to do with magic words or lucky timing. It's about awareness, relentless, uncomfortable awareness. The courage to watch your own thoughts, to listen to the language of your emotions, to notice every tiny reaction your mind produces. And that's the part most people will never do. It's easier to blame the world. Easier to say, I tried, but it didn't work. But in that single sentence lies the whole problem. The world isn't against you. It only mirrors the one who looks at it. And if you look with honesty, without spiritual masks, without pretending to be high vibe, you'll see that you've always been both the creator and the saboteur. Because energy doesn't understand the difference between I want and I'm afraid I don't have. It only listens to vibration. And vibration doesn't come from your wishes. It comes from your habits. The habit of how you think, how you react, how you speak about yourself, how you see yourself when no one's watching. That's why manifestation isn't a show. It's not motivational glitter or positive thinking slogans. It's invisible work, a mental workout done in silence, when no one is around to applaud you, and you're left alone with your own mind. Who are you then? Not the version you post online, not the face you wear in front of others, but the you who feels fear, hope, doubt, desire. The you who chooses calm even when the storm rages outside. That's where your reality is created, not during one perfect meditation, but in those quiet, ordinary moments when you refuse to fall back asleep. Every thought is a seed. Some grow into flowers, others into weeds. And if you let them grow unchecked, your inner world turns into a jungle. The discipline of consciousness is like tending a garden. Every day you pull the weeds that didn't bother you yesterday. Every day you water the seeds of peace, even when you don't feel like it. And you stop asking when they'll bloom, because you know if you don't water the garden, it will wither. And if you don't remove the weeds, they'll take everything. That is manifestation. Not wishful thinking, but the patient art of inner maintenance. When you finally become fully awake, time stops being relevant. The universe already knows your desires. It's not checking your wish list. It's checking your capacity to hold what you're asking for. Everything turns on one axis: who you believe yourself to be. Not what you want, not what you visualize. Identity is the hidden engine of every manifestation. Real change doesn't happen because you understand something new. Understanding is cheap. Transformation costs you comfort. It takes silence, repetition, and 1,000 small moments, where you have to choose awareness over reaction. Because your mission isn't just a beautiful idea, it's a living ecosystem. Your beliefs, your breath, your routines, your body chemistry constantly recycling what's familiar. And the familiar always wants to pull you back. Even if it hurts, it's safe. Even if it drains you, it's known. You can declare, "From now on, I am calm." The mind nods. The body crosses its arms and says, "Prove it." So within an hour, life will hand you a test. A rude message, a delay, an unexpected storm. Not to punish you, but to ask, was that a declaration or a decision? Your vibration isn't a mood. It's the average of how you breathe, how you stand, the stories you tell when no one is listening, and what you secretly believe you deserve. And that default setting can only shift in two ways: through pain or through devotion. Usually both. Think of your mind as a radio. On the Fear FM station, the playlist never changes. You're not enough. You're too late. The world's against you. You try to switch to Calm FM, and for a moment it plays clearly. Then the signal fades. Why? Because you're still using the same old antenna. That antenna is made of your habits. What you do right after you wake. The tone of your inner voice when you look in the mirror. How you breathe when someone tests your patience. Even what you consume. 5 minutes of silence or 5 minutes of scrolling. A line of poetry or the news cycle that poisons your energy. If you want a different frequency, you must build a different antenna. Without it, you'll keep blaming the noise for what your discipline hasn't tuned. So here's a practice, not of the mind but of the soul. 1. Mornings set the tone. The first 3 minutes after waking are sacred. Offer one thought of gratitude. Name the version of yourself you choose to be today. Take 3 steady breaths. Don't chase a feeling, create direction. 2. Throughout the day, micro-choices. When something small triggers you, don't fight it, notice it. Drop your shoulders. Exhale slowly. Whisper to yourself, "Even now I choose calm." That's one quiet proof of who you're becoming. Collect those moments like pebbles on a path. They build the road your future will walk on. 3. Evening, close the loop. Before bed, write 2 lines. One for where you stayed in alignment. One for what you'll refine tomorrow. Tiny minimal steps. That's how faith grows roots. 4. The body, the amplifier. Your body announces your frequency long before your words do. Collapsed posture tells your brain you've lost. Shallow breath tells your nervous system you're in danger. So sit tall. Breathe deep. Smile inwardly even if it's barely there. This isn't pretending. It's transmitting. And remember, peace that waits for everything to be fixed isn't peace. It's dependence. True calm is when you stay soft in the middle of uncertainty. When gratitude doesn't need a reason, and your presence becomes its own proof. I'll remain in my dignity, even when others don't understand. That moment right there is when a new frequency opens. It's the proof that your identity no longer leans on the outside world. Let me tell you a short story. There was a man who had spent years working on himself, reading, meditating, building discipline. And one day he burned out. He said, "I know manifestation works. I've studied it all, but I feel nothing. I feel empty." Outwardly, everything looked perfect: success, stability, routine. But inside, he couldn't sit in silence. He thought silence was punishment, a waste of time. So he forced himself to practice 7 minutes of stillness each day. No affirmations, no goals, no visualizations. Just breath. Just presence. 3 weeks later, he said something that changed everything. "For the first time, I feel like reality doesn't begin out there. It begins in me." And that was the moment things started to move again. Not because he added another technique, but because he stopped gripping so tightly. Because he let go. That man was me. Awareness in our lives isn't a tool you use when you remember. It's a quiet light inside you, the one that notices when your mind starts lying, and gently guides it home, without drama, without guilt, without the story of "I failed again." That's the difference between thinking positively and living in a higher frequency. Positive thinking is like perfume, it covers the smell for a moment. But frequency is air. You don't mask the room, you change the atmosphere itself. You open the windows, you breathe, the air becomes new. So, to simplify everything I've said, techniques will move you forward, rituals will hold you steady, but only identity will set you free. When you become the person who already lives the emotion you've been asking for, reality has no choice but to match it. Not by miracle, but by resonance. Not through perfection, but through consistency. And consistency isn't doing the same thing every day. Consistency is returning. Every time you drift away, 100 times, 1,000 times, without shame, without story, just return. Whenever you raise your frequency, resistance appears. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because the gravity of your old world is shifting. Your former self has its own orbit. Every habit, every thought, every old emotion tries to keep you close, not to destroy you, but because it thinks that's where you're safe. That's the old self fighting to stay alive. Resistance isn't your enemy, it's the signal that you're crossing the border between who you were and who you're becoming. You'll feel pressure, doubt, emptiness, chaos. Those aren't signs of failure. They're the symptoms of transformation. They mean everything is already happening. Every person who truly manifests walks through the stillness, the space where nothing seems to move, where the old world is dissolving, and the new one hasn't yet taken form. That silence isn't emptiness. It's the gap between signals. It's where creation happens. Don't try to fight the resistance. Stay present with it. Breathe through it. Watch it without turning it into a story. You're not the one suffering. It's the old pattern unraveling. And from my own experience, I can tell you this. Resistance loses power the moment you stop fearing it. When you look directly at it and say, "I see you, but I don't believe you anymore," that's when your energy begins to change. Density turns transparent. Resistance becomes movement. Pain becomes power. Doubt becomes wisdom. And that moment, that quiet shift, is what I would call rebirth. Not a dramatic event, but the gentle realization that you no longer have to fight life. From there, you become a silent manifester. Not someone who talks about manifestation, but someone who embodies it. A person who doesn't need to prove it works, because their calm is proof, their steadiness is proof, their energy is proof. And as you begin to walk this path, with presence, calm, and quiet dignity, you'll notice something miraculous. The universe no longer feels like it's out there. It's breathing with you. And that's the moment you stop manifesting from need and start manifesting from overflow, from a place where nothing is missing, where you already feel whole. It's the highest vibration there is. Not ecstasy, not euphoria, but a quiet peace right in the center of your chest, whispering, "I'm home." So let's bring it all together. Manifestation isn't a game of wishes. It's not about bending reality to your will. It's a return to consciousness itself. It's not an escape from what is, but a merging with it. It's not a method for getting more, but a realization that you were never missing anything at all. Everything you're asking for is already moving toward you, but it can only reach you through the frequency you can hold, not the one you visit for 2 minutes a day. That's why manifestation doesn't happen in your visualizations alone. Yes, they matter, they open the door. But what truly shifts your world is how you live in the quiet, ordinary moments. How you open your eyes in the morning. How you respond to someone who hurt you. How you forgive yourself at night for slipping back into an old pattern and try again without judgment. That's the real work. The invisible work that changes your frequency. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's steady like water that reshapes stone one drop at a time. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe for more gentle reminders of your inner power.